Hello viewers! Welcome to an exclusive behind the scenes look at Sonic and Tails Throwball Animated. There was a couple reasons why I wanted to make this video. The first, obviously, to show you a little bit how I made this video, but also to thank everyone for 1,000 views. That's a lot more than I've ever gotten on any of my videos, and it's in no small part thanks to Youngtown and Peekle 4444 for liking my video and drawing in hundreds of views. Like I said, that's never happened to me before, and so I just wanted to show my appreciation by making this video. And without further ado, let's get to this behind the scenes thingy. To start off with, I thought I'd elaborate a little bit on how this project came together. Judging from a few of the comments and my own personal experience, I'm sure that a few people may have thought that Youngtown and Peekle and I got together and we made this thing, but that's not how it happened. I'm just a fan. So this was how I decided that I was going to make this animation. Ha 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 ha. That was a good video. Yes, it was. It had Youngtown and it had Sonic. Ha 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 ha. Yes, it was a funny video. I will make an animation about it. Yes, I will. Alright, well, this is where it all happened in Flash CS5. To start out with, I did what I call a storyboard. I'm not sure if it's really technically a storyboard, because sometimes, for example, title, that was just to remind me what I was going to put there. Yeah, so to start out with, I didn't have too much detail. I just had the word title, Arby's, to remind me to put an Arby's picture here. You know, and although you can't hear it, I put the audio track down here. And this is basically what I used as the basis for making the animation and when I timed certain things. Then over here I started adding in characters. This is when they're throwing the ball. This is Ha okay right here. Ha okay. You know, you can see I didn't put much detail into the face. I just made basically what I was going to be doing. And then a little bit of ball throwing right there. So you go crazy. Not too much is happening here. Oh yeah, although I guess this is my original scene where I was going to have him laughing until sunset, and I was actually going to have, like, literally show the planet sun setting and have the shadow go across the planet, but as I was actually animated, I found out that, you know, this was actually taken up by the actual sunset itself, since the real sunset in the video didn't take, like, 2 frames to go by, so this is probably the best part of the video. Alright, this is when things really start getting interesting. Oh yeah, and here's the Arby's picture. And yeah, in fact, this is actually a photograph. I didn't draw this myself. That would take way too long. This is actually a photograph, but it's done what's called a trace. I just hit a button and it makes it look like it's hand-drawn. It's pretty cool. And it also cuts down on the memory. Oh, and also, I made sure to replicate the... there we go. Made sure to replicate the Arby's uniform on Sonic. Even put a little A on him. Although, apparently, I guess I forgot to color in his teeth, but who cares? It's so far away, no one can see. Here, Sonic and Tails throwing ball. Nothing too exciting here. Oh, but here, you'll notice this. What's this, you say? This looks ugly, but I don't remember seeing this. Well, that's because, actually, the stage is right here. So, you don't see this because it's off the stage. And when things are off the stage, I don't really care if I have anything ugly or weird looking because no one's going to see it anyways, and it saves time. Okay, so now we're over here. This is Tails starting to get sad, and then he starts to plead for his life and whatnot. But you'll notice, like I said before about the stage being right here, I didn't bother adding in too much to Tails' hands. They're just little circles, I guess, or ovals, whatever. And, you know, it looks convincing enough because you can't see the bottom, so for all you know, he's actually moving his arms, but nope, they're just little stumps. So actually he's little known fact, Tails is actually Rayman. He has no arms and legs, his hands and feet just float around. You just missaw it all these years. Yeah, that's why. This is the sunset. Now, it may seem simple enough, but it actually took me a while to figure this out. I actually looked at an online tutorial. So what I did is I basically just had a bunch of gradients. I don't know, some of you might be more in the know about this kind of stuff and know what this is, but basically, I guess if someone doesn't know, I just blended a bunch of colors together so that the yellow goes down first and the red, and it gets more and more transparent as it goes along, so the background shows up. So it actually looks pretty realistic, and it was incredibly simple to make. Well, for this part, I really want to point out Peekle's voiceover performance here, because while Youngtown wrote the story, Peekle basically set the tone for this entire animation process. Tails has been crying his eyes out for a whole night and day, and then the next scene, he's like, G-Sonic! I mean, how do you play that off? But, you know, Peekle's voice was, you know, kind of calm and whatnot, so I sort of went with the sort of middle ground. He's not quite, how you say, miserable, but he's not happy either. He's just sort of like, heh heh. Best part. I've spent plenty of time shading this in and stuff to make it look all dramatic. But, yeah, that's... Once everything got less grounded in reality, I intentionally started to draw everything differently each time. I made it as inconsistent as possible. Oh, look at this. You thought it was Sonic holding the gun, but really, it was Sonic's arm holding the gun. Woo! So as I was saying about inconsistency, and then of course this wonderful scene. I mean, this was kind of an aggressive line. It was like he was threatening Tails to death, and, you know, I mean, I couldn't take it seriously, so I basically reflected that in this, basically just as a sort of little kid like raspberry at him. And then, oh, yeah. This is probably the most graphic I've ever gotten in any of my animations, and I don't intend to do this again anytime soon, but, yeah. Nah, less said about it, better. I'll just go with that. Oh, and he drowns in, what, 2 inches of barf. Oh, and it was shadowed the whole time. So, one last stop on this behind-the-scenes look, the credits scene. I had Shadow here, and, you know, he starts running, or skating, whatever he does. I just wanted to point out, I did something a little bit different here. I've been doing pretty much traditional stuff for the rest of this animation, just doing frame by frame, redraw each time, but this is a more professional Flash animation here. It's called a Flash puppet. So basically I cut up Shadow's body into little pieces. Wow, that sounds incredibly dark and creepy when I say that out loud, but basically, instead of animating it by redrawing it, I would just rotate it or move it a little bit, using things called tweens. If you know what those are. If you don't, well, whatever. It's a shortcut, I guess, put it simply. Just rotate it, and then, you know, back and forth, and then tilt his head a little bit, make it more convincing. The only thing that I did redraw was the feet, the legs, because as he's going along, he has to curl his leg a little bit. So I redrew this, then I warped it a little bit, and then it makes a smooth sort of transition. But yeah, I was actually pretty proud with this. Like I said, I don't do this as much as I do traditional style, but for things like this, it's nice because it looks really nice, really sophisticated, but it's really simple to do. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. Oh, right, one last comment on the side. My subscribership tripled with this last video that I did, so now I actually have a small amount of people who are actually paying attention to what I'm doing. I say thanks, and also I will be making a new video pretty soon. It won't be another animation, but I hope you like it anyways. I'll just keep it it at that, and see you next time.